pointing out their hypocrisies, each one, Bachmann made a statement. And she made a statement in great error. But it was applauded, and it was agreed upon by all the other candidates at that debate. Bachmann said Standard & Poor's downgrade proves she was right. Right about what? Remember what Bachmann was saying during the debate about the debt ceiling?
Yep.
No way, for no reason, no instance, couldn't even bend her arm behind her back. She was not going to vote to raise the debt ceiling. She wanted us to default. She thought default would be a good thing. That would stop the spending. There's too much spending, and boom, you default. You have no more money to spend, so it would. And she thinks the fact that we've been downgraded from 3 to 2 by Standard & Poor's in our ratings, that's a good thing. That proves that we should have defaulted. The whole reason, Congressman Bachmann, that we were downgraded is because the knuckleheads took so long to approve raising the debt ceiling.
Yeah, they just kept screwing things up.
That's why we were downgraded. And we talked to Brother Jim last week about this. And he showed us how it is going, just the downgrading is going to cost this country $2 trillion. It is absolutely wrong to think that it would have been a good thing if we defaulted, because it was a horrible thing that they took so long to raise the debt ceiling, and it shook confidence.
Well, look at what the stock market suffered in the last 2 weeks because they dilly-dallied. I mean, it dropped 642 points on Monday alone. Now, sure, it bobbed and weaved its way to end on a bit of a high, but still, it took a beating this
Overall,
week.
We've lost more than we gained by far. These people making that one statement that we should have defaulted and getting it totally backwards, that the reason Standard & Poor's downgraded us in credit rating was because we didn't let the debt ceiling go, we didn't default, is totally ass backwards. And it proves they have no understanding of the situation. And for that reason alone, folks, they should not be considered for the job because they don't know what they're talking about. Let's listen in. This was last week on this show with Brother Jim, our consultant about high-tech and financial issues. He is going to explain it to us again if you missed it.
There's a lot of concern, this country and globally even more so, that if they didn't pass the debt ceiling, what would that mean? What would it do? You know, government spending come to a halt, at least for a little while, right, in the U.S.? And that could throw the whole global financial system. They were calling it potential financial Armageddon worldwide. And what really kind of gets me is it was interesting to see, even though I'm more of a conservative in a lot of ways, the Tea Party people who are kind of supposed to be the conservative wing kind of became the nut wing.
Yes.
You know, of the Republican Party, because they were saying, let it happen, big deal, that's what we need, let things collapse.
That was the mantra from these folks. And if you listen to the right-wing terrestrial radio talk show hosts like Rush Limbaugh and Hannity and Beck and all those, they're all pandering to the Tea Party people because they're such devotees. They're great for listenerships and for rating, so they pandered to them. And they were saying the same things. Oh, nothing will happen. Scare tactics by Obama, saying that the sky's going to fall off. You know, let it happen. And Michelle Obama says, no way am I going to sign it. I want it to, I want to default. Not Obama.
That's
the best thing because they'll force them to stop spending. It's insane. It's mindless, right? Mindless babble.
Yeah, they really didn't think through very well what they were saying because... And even, I have friends who are of that stripe and very conservative, but they weren't thinking it through. They're believing what they hear in the media from those people. And, I guarantee you, nobody would have wanted it to have happened because, we probably would have seen the stock market, the Dow, probably would have collapsed to 5,000 by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Or more. That's only a little over a 50% drop, so maybe even more. And what would have that done to people besides wiping out everybody's mutual funds and savings?
401k, yeah.
When you look at what it does to corporations, wiping out their corporate value, because part of their value is based on what their own corporate stock is worth. If Microsoft lost half its value in one week, what would that mean? Well, it's a snowball that starts rolling downhill.
What does it mean to the man on the street? Maybe losing his job, right?
Oh yeah,
people be laid off.
Chaos. Yeah, people would have been a consolidation because these companies would say, Microsoft could weather it. They could weather half their stock being cut, losing half their value, billions of dollars. But a lot of companies can't. So, yeah, it would have been disastrous. Plus...
There you go. Brother Jim last week explaining how disastrous it would have been to default. Michele Bachmann, not Obama, reiterated at this debate saying I was right. Getting it totally wrong that the reason we were downgraded and it's affected the stock market is because we didn't default. The fact is we waited too long to raise a debt ceiling.
Yep.
And that's the reason. And it would have been way worse if we defaulted. She does not understand that. All the other candidates at that debate agreed with her. They don't understand it. They don't have the proper understanding for this job, folks. They should all be disqualified. In every American's mind, all those Republicans at that debate who said, yeah, it would have been better if we defaulted, should all be disqualified. Nobody should cast a vote in any city, anywhere, for any of these ignorant people. And if they're not ignorant, then they're just pandering to the Tea Party people who believe that would have been a good thing. Shocking, folks. Absolutely shocking.